In a quiet village on the edge of the English countryside, there lived an old clockmaker named Arthur Bennett. His tiny shop stood between a bakery and a bookshop, hidden beneath a faded wooden sign that simply read, Bennett and Son. The strange thing was that Arthur had never had a son. Every morning, he unlocked the shop at exactly 7 o'clock. Every evening, he closed it at exactly 6. The villagers admired his precision, but nobody really knew him. He smiled politely, repaired watches, and spent his nights alone in the small flat above the shop. One rainy autumn afternoon, a young boy appeared outside Arthur's window. He couldn't have been older than 12. His clothes were soaked, his trainers covered in mud, and in his hands he carried a broken pocket watch. Arthur opened the door. "Can I help you, lad?" The boy nodded. "My granddad's watch stopped working. Mum says it can't be fixed, but I thought I'd ask anyway." Arthur carefully examined the watch. It was old, very old. Its silver casing was scratched and worn from decades of use. But something about it made Arthur freeze. Inside the lid was an engraving, "To my son. May every second remind you that you are loved." Arthur's hands began to tremble, because he recognized the watch immediately. He had made it himself nearly 50 years ago. The boy noticed the old man's expression. "Is something wrong?" Arthur swallowed. "What's your name?" "Oliver." "And your grandfather?" "His name was Thomas." Arthur sat down heavily. Thomas. The name struck him like lightning. Half a century earlier, Arthur had been deeply in love with a young woman named Eleanor. They had planned a future together, marriage, children, a life filled with dreams. But Arthur had been ambitious and foolish. He left the village to chase success in London, promising to return within a year. He never did. Letters were lost. Time passed. Misunderstandings grew. Eventually, both believed the other had moved on. When Arthur finally returned years later, Eleanor had already married another man, a man named Thomas. Arthur never spoke of it again, never married, never had children, and devoted himself entirely to his work. Now, staring at the watch he had once crafted as a gift for the future he never had, he felt decades of regret rising to the surface. "Would you mind if I repaired this for free?" Arthur asked quietly. Oliver smiled. "Really?" Arthur nodded. "It would be my pleasure." The boy began visiting every afternoon after school. At first, they only spoke about watches, then football, then life. Week after week, an unlikely friendship formed. For the first time in years, laughter returned to the old shop. The villagers noticed the change. Arthur seemed younger, happier, less alone. One snowy December evening, Oliver arrived looking upset. Arthur immediately knew something was wrong. "What happened?" The boy stared at the floor. "Mum lost her job." Arthur remained silent. "We might have to leave the village." The words hit harder than Arthur expected. After Oliver left, the old clockmaker sat awake all night. By morning, he had made a decision. Over the next few days, Arthur quietly contacted every business owner he knew. He spoke to friends, former clients, anyone willing to listen. Within a week, Oliver's mother had 3 job offers. She accepted one nearby. The family stayed. Oliver never discovered who had arranged it. Arthur preferred it that way. Years passed. The seasons changed. The boy became a young man. Arthur became increasingly frail. His hands no longer moved as steadily as they once had. One evening, Oliver found him sitting alone in the workshop. The old clockmaker looked tired, exhausted, as though time itself was finally catching up. "Arthur," Oliver said softly, "you should probably rest." Arthur smiled. "You know, lad, I've spent my whole life repairing clocks." Oliver nodded. "But I've learned something rather funny." "What is it?" Arthur looked around the workshop. "You can repair almost anything, except time." The room fell silent. A few weeks later, Arthur passed away peacefully in his sleep. The entire village attended his funeral. Shopkeepers closed their doors, families stood in the rain. Even people who had barely known him came to pay their respects. After the service, a solicitor approached Oliver. "Arthur left something for you." The young man looked surprised. "For me?" The solicitor handed him a small wooden box. Inside was the repaired pocket watch, the same watch that had brought them together all those years ago. Beneath it was a handwritten letter. "Oliver, if you're reading this, then my time has finally run out. There is something I've never told you. Many years ago, I made this watch for the son I hoped I would one day have. Life had other plans. But then a muddy young boy walked into my shop carrying a broken watch and unknowingly repaired a broken old man. You gave me a family when I thought I would spend my final years alone. You gave meaning to days that had become empty. And for that, I thank you. Remember this. The greatest measure of a life is not how much time we are given. It is how much love we leave behind when our time is gone. With affection, Arthur Bennett." By the time Oliver finished reading, tears blurred the words on the page. Years later, whenever anyone asked about the old pocket watch he carried everywhere, he would smile and tell them about a clockmaker who taught him the most valuable lesson of all. That sometimes the people who change our lives are not connected by blood, they are connected by kindness. And long after every clock has stopped ticking, kindness is what remains.